Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very unexpected video that I really was not planning to do. And then it just kind of happened. Just kind of like the dominoes fell into place for me. So, I have a bit of a story for you guys as to explain how this video is happening. So, a couple of days ago, as you can see, I am on my Warlock here. The reason that my Warlock is here is because I have probably made it known in the past that I have been trying to do some MOG runs of some of the of certain sets I wanted. I was mainly going for this classic Tier 2 set from Blackwing Lair. This is a very iconic set for the Warlock. You see it all the time. As you can see, I have pretty much every piece that you can get from Blackwing Lair. Except one, because you can't get it in Blackwing Lair. You can only get it from Ragnaros and Molten Core. So a couple days ago, to give you an idea of when this is being made, I am recording this on the day that patch 8.2 has gone live. I can prove this because, if you see here, the thing about mount equipment is here. I'll add a bit more. We'll go back to that screen in just a moment so I can show you. Although you've probably noticed it on the far right of your screen. But anyways, so I was doing a MOG run here for my Warlock to get these pants from Ragnaros here in Molten Core, and I can't believe this happened. So for those of you who perhaps are long-time players, you know that there's a few very, very rare items that you can get in this raid, and it's also a huge pain because the drop rates in this raid are absurd. They're absurdly bad. And if you look here, you probably know what I'm referring to. The Bindings of the Windseeker and the Eye of Sulphurus. Well, so a couple days ago, when I was making my way through here, I kid you not, these dropped back to back, one after the other. Both halves of the Bindings of the Windseeker. I was shocked. Absolutely stunned. I couldn't believe it. I've heard of people who have farmed these things for years, and they have had, like, the same half drop, like, maybe once or multiple times, but never both halves, and they've never been able to do this. And I was just so shocked that it actually happened, and then I was like, what do I do now? So then I kind of reached out to some people, and they were like, okay, so now you have to actually go to Silithus, old Silithus, not the current one, because the way that works, it's not in the new one. Back in the old one, and you go to the guy in the village, and he's like a servant of the Windlord, I think, and he gives you a quest because this is going to lead to us getting the legendary sword, Thunderfury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, which is this quest right here. Thunderon, the Windseeker. To free, so description, I have told you all that I know. It is you who must find Elementium. It is you who must destroy the Fire Lord's corporeal form. Do this and gain the blessing of Thunderon. To free Thunderon, the Windseeker, from his prison, you must present the right and left halves of the Binding of the Windseeker, 10 bars of enchanted Elementium, and the essence of the Fire Lord to High Lord Demetrian in Silithus. So this is where it got a little kind of, So I had both halves. You would think the way that just kind of dropped for me right there, it was like, oh, that was the easy part. Though I've had a lot of, when I posted it to some people, they were like, I've received a lot of, I hate you comments. But not just because these dropped, but believe it or not, like, not too long after that, I went on a run in Ice Crown. Hold on, let me fix this filter. And it dropped. Invincible dropped for me not too long after, on the same day that these dropped. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy that this happened. I received so many comments of people like, hey, congrats, but I hate you, in a very sarcastic way, because they've been trying for these for so long and they've never gotten them. So anyways, what I found was one of the complicated things about this quest is the Elementium bars. Because it requires you to have leveled up your mining skill, you have to also get certain resources in order to be able to craft these and smelt them. Getting the crafting resources is not that easy. At least it was back then. It wasn't, and then you also had to have your mining skill up. Well, fortunately, some people have been doing that on their own because I was able to actually just get these from the auction house. They did cost me quite a bit of gold, though. They're not cheap on the auction house. They were like 15,000 gold per bar. So it was not cheap, I'll tell you that. So now, there's only one thing left to do. Because this is Tuesday and this is a reset day, I can be able to go back in here and we can take down Ragnaros one more time, and he should drop something called the Essence of the Fire Lord, which will allow me to be able to turn in this quest, summon Thunderon, take him down, and then he'll drop Thunderfury for me. And I want to share this moment with you guys and record it because I'm so excited to be able to actually get this. And it will become a feat of strength listed here in my achievements. And just to help show this, mounts, there it is. Ashes of Alar and Invincible's Reigns. I can show there's the date right there to prove it. June 23rd, 2019. And this is now June 25th. These are the other ones. Yeah, did someone say, this is the inflatable one that was given out as like a promo. It's kind of like a toy, basically. In fact, do I still have that toy in here? Let me see. Where is it? No, I think I searched the wrong thing. Trying to, let's see, where is it? Isn't it a toy I was given? Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't it. Inflatable, but I guess I don't have it anymore. So these are some of the other mount feats of strength, in case you're curious, that I've gotten. Not really anything big, but I should get a special feat of strength listed when I pull off getting this legendary sword. Of course, as a warlock, I can just use this and zoop, cut down the run around here to get to Executus. So what do you say we take down Ragnaros one more time? Just watch that awesome intro, and then we will be able to go to Silithus and face Thunderon, and it'll be relatively quick because I can hearth back to the Great Seal in Zuldazar, and then be able to take the portal directly to Silithus, go to the Bronze Dragon, who can take us back to the old version of Silithus, and then we can do the quest. I won't bother reading through all this. If you want to see it, you can watch the original soloing raids video I did, though I am considering redoing some of the older ones I did, because I really didn't go into much depth into the raid and the bosses and the lore and all that. I just kind of was like, oh my gosh, this is so new! Like, this is crazy!
Behold Ragnaros, the Fire Lord. He who was ancient when this world was young. Bow before him, mortals. Bow before your ending. Too soon. You have awakened me too soon. What is the meaning of this intrusion? These mortal infidels, my lord. They have invaded your sanctum and seek to steal your secrets. Fool. You allowed these insects to run rampant through the hallowed core. Now you lead them to my very lair? You have failed me, Executus. Justice shall be met indeed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boldly you sought the power of Ragnaros. Now you shall see it firsthand.
I was like, why is he attacking me?
By fire be purged.
By fire be purged. Alright, there's the essence. Of course. The Girdle of Uther. Huh. Of course he drops the pants for 2 other classes, but he doesn't drop the Warlock pants. Ugh, which means I'm going to have to come back in here again to get those from Rag. Kind of hoped he had dropped the Eye of Sulphurus, just in case I ever want to pursue getting that mace. Though I do have the one from the Firelands as a transmog, but still, you know, it's, you guys can understand. After all, I'm trying to get Thunderfury here. So let's now hearth back to the Great Seal. Just love the way those things run around like that. I almost feel tempted to invite some people just to, like, see this, like, legendary encounter. Like, this was considered a raid boss back then. So if you had gotten the necessary materials, which, let's keep in mind, I was able to just simply buy these off the auction house nowadays. But back then, I can't imagine how long it took for people to actually get all those materials. And keep in mind, that wasn't something that I think you could do on your own. You had to have, like, your entire guild help you be able to collect these resources, be able to work on leveling up all your professions to be able to make this happen. And then you had to get your entire guild to come with you, because Thunderon is a raid boss who needed an entire raid to take him down, so that that one person could be able to get Thunderfury. So, of course, nowadays it's obviously easy to go ahead and just solo this, but still. And in case you're wondering, because I'm sure some of you heard me say this the day 8.2 comes out, and you're like, why are you doing this instead of doing all the new stuff, going to Najatar and all that? Well, that's because none of my characters are really in any position. Oh, look at that. I actually kept the old Silithus version here. Probably because I have the quest. Awesome. So we're already here. This is the Zydormi here. She's the one that you got to talk to in order to get Silithus to go back to the old way it was. Let me go ahead and take this moment to show off Invincible. Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. You know what also made people really upset and jealous when I told them? Is that I only had to make... So I've told you guys, I've shown you about my add-on here I use for rarity, where it keeps track. And I've mentioned that it took me like 247 attempts in Tempest Keep to get Ashes of Alar to drop. It took me, according to rarity, only 19 tries of 25 heroic Ice Crown to get Invincible to drop. I never expected it was going to happen in only 19 attempts. I seriously expected that I was going to have to run Ice Crown like at least 200, if not 300 times before this dropped. And I can't tell you guys how happy I am that this particular mount dropped, because it's from the Lich King and it's from Arthas. And I read the Arthas Rise of the Lich King book and saw how much Invincible meant to Arthas. I mean, he was how do I phrase this without making this sound weird? He was there and helped I guess what's the term? Midwife? When Invincible was born. You know, as a young colt, a young pony. Like when Invincible was born, Arthas was there and helped him get born. And he pretty much raised him from a little pony to now. And why is this Rumbler just right there? Yeah, this guy's nuts, by the way. This Demetrian, yeah, he's a little crazy in the head.
Good day to you.
So once you have all the materials here, you come here to see him, and you give them to him. Even in dreams, I did not dare foresee this day. Behold, mortal, behold he who is older than existence. Behold he who has faced Titan and God alike. Rise, my master, break from your bonds.
Have a good one.
And there he is. Prince Thunderon, though he looks a little different than how he looked in Legion when my shaman did the Ord Hall campaign. Oh, he's just immediately attacking. My power is discombobulatingly devastating. It is ludicrous that these mortals even attempt to enter my realm. So yeah, as soon as you turn in the quest, he not only is summoned, but he immediately becomes hostile and immediately aggroes to you and attacks you. So, let's get off my mount here. Boop. Eruption, and he's dead. There it is, the dormant wind-kissed blade. You have defeated the Windseeker. Take the dormant blade and force the lying wretch, Demetrian, to use the materials you provided for his betrayal to wake Thunderfury. Yeah, he pretty much used those just to summon Thunderon so that he could kill us. Yeah, this... So we're gonna be like, you, make me this weapon.
Hey there.
Please, do not harm me. Take it. Take the blade. Leave Demetrian to reshape his pathetic life. Thunderfury, the blessed blade of the Windseeker. A one-handed sword. I can't believe I got this on my Warlock of all classes. Chance on hit. Blast your enemy with lightning, dealing 34 nature damage, and then jumping to additional nearby enemies. Each jump reduces the victim's nature's resistance by 3. Affects 5 targets. Your primary target is also consumed by a cyclone.
See you around.
And now I shall wield it. Boom! And there it is, the legendary sword itself. Did someone say Thunderfury, blessed blade of the Windseeker? Now, it is true that, of course, as many people usually know these days, is that obviously, you know, this is not really much of a weapon to use these days. Find a phrase like, it's like, equip this other sword that's actually better. That's funny. It's the same level, and yet it's saying this is better than that. But it's, you know, obviously level 58, so it's not exactly something you're gonna use. And you can't use legendaries as a transmog, except for a couple of specific ways. So you actually can have Thunderfury as a transmog, but only for rogues, and it's only for the spec where you can be able to dual wield swords, not daggers. I forget what the spec is called. It's not. It used to be called Combat Rogue. It's not anymore. I forget what it's called now. You can tell how often I play Rogue in that spec. But anyway, the secret artifact appearance for your artifact weapon in Legion for the Rogue is Thunderfury. So I've seen rogues running around with what looks like transmogs of Thunderfury because it's only available to rogues. The other legendary weapon that you can actually get a transmog for is the Glaives of Azeroth. I've mentioned this in another video, where if you have the achievement for having a set, which I'm still working on, I do have one Warglaive on my Night Elf Demon Hunter, but I have to get the other one in order to be able to get the achievement, and then you have to go into Time Walking Black Temple, which Time Walking Bird Crusade literally just ended yesterday, so I'm going to have to wait for that to come around, but I got to have the set first. And then you have to beat Illidan in Time Walking Black Temple to unlock them as a transmog. That's the only way you can be able to do that for either legendary. Now, you might be able to count the one, as I mentioned earlier with Ragnaros in Cataclysm in Firelands, where you can actually get him to... Let me turn off the filter here. Where you can get him to drop this. Sulphurus, the Extinguished Hand. It's not the legendary like the one in... that he was wielding just now in Molten Core. It's a little more modern looking version, and it's only a purple instead of an orange legendary, but you at least get the transmog appearance of it. So there is that. So I find it funny it says you haven't collected this appearance. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have it on my paladin. Like, I know I have collected this appearance. I find it funny it says that, but anyway, maybe it's just referring to this character. Maybe they change how that works. But I now have the Thunderfury achievement. I have now been able to actually pull that off, and now have it there. I still can't believe that actually happened. So, I'll see you guys next time.